Hey there, fans of the Survivor Super Fun Time Show. It's Kevin from the Survivor Super Fun Time Show, and now that it's finally the Survivor 49 season, that means we can finally talk about some of the stuff that's gonna be happening. I mean, episode 1 is very soon, tomorrow night. We're gonna be able to finally figure out who exactly is gonna be awesome from this tribe and who not so much. And we'll be able to we'll shit talk a little bit, but also we're gonna hype these people up throughout the season. Because admittedly, it's probably going to be a little bit of the forgotten season of Survivor as we all wait for season 50, which is very unfortunate. These poor bastards, they have to basically play in the shadow of 50. Or maybe there'll be some people who are going to be really stoked that they aren't going to be remembered as well. I don't know. So we're going to get 3 awesome players that I think are going to have a great game and 3 awesome players that I think are probably not going to have such a good game. Before we get into that, make sure to hit the subscribe button to the channel. If you like watching Survivor video content, castaway interviews, stuff like that, this is the place for it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. So there's 3 players that I feel really solid about for Survivor 49. 1 from each of the 3 starting tribes. And you know what? That was almost totally an accident, okay? It's nice to put 1 from each tribe, but genuinely, these are 3 of the best vibes that I'm getting from everyone in the entire season. And I'm going to break down exactly why I feel pretty good about all 3 of them. Steven from the Hina tribe just gives me good, smart guy vibes. I mean, I'm not certain he's going to do super well. The reason why is I think he's probably going to be on the disaster tribe. In many ways, I think of the season 49 cast to be similar to Survivor 49. Like, I could see the similarities, between the blue tribes. Like the season 49s is going to be pretty similar to Bello in my mind. I could see their makeup is going to be that way. I could see the red tribe, I think it's a Uli tribe, is going to be similar to Reba. And then sadly, I think the yellow tribe is going to be pretty similar to the classic Lulu tribe from Survivor 49. So I feel like Steven's going to be a really competent person on a really incompetent tribe. And what we've learned from a lot of the yellow tribes out there is that competence is not typically rewarded when you're on one of these yellow disaster tribes. And I think Steven is going to be a very competent guy. I think he's going to have the capability of doing so much well in the game. But unfortunately, I'm not certain he's going to make it out. And I think Steven maybe could be that. And next is Sophie from the Kile tribe, which is the blue tribe. She's someone that I think she's got really vibrant energy from what I can tell. She's got a killer smile that you could see from across the way and I go, I like what you got going on there. I could see it's like a tractor beam with Sophie. I can see it going on. So, I mean, obviously she's gorgeous. She seems like she's got some hustle because she's an entrepreneur from the Miami area, which we all know Dee Valladares has made a good name for Latina entrepreneurs from the Miami area in this game of Survivor. So I think she's already kind of set up for success in many ways in that way. She's almost like a prototype. Another Fumbot from the factory. Like, I think there's probably a high EQ level there with Sophie that I can see. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 people on her tribe that are not going to have that. For some reason, I can imagine Alex maybe not quite having that effect with the tribe and kind of be a little off-putting. And I definitely think, Trashy Annie is probably going to have that. So I think Sophie's going to be kind of in a pole position very quickly in this tribe. The only thing that I'm a little worried about for her success long-term, because I have almost 0 worries that she's going to do well. The only real worries are if someone like Nicole, who I think is actually going to have a pretty high perception level of major threats, is going to try to get her out quickly. Or someone like Jake, who has potential to be kind of like a beefy goofball and want to get rid of someone like Sophie who's smaller. I'm not sure that that's exactly what it's going to be, but those are the only real pitfalls that I can imagine is going to happen for Sophie to not dominate in the game. And hopefully that's not the case because it seems like she's lovely. Finally, Savannah Louie from the Uli tribe. Now, I think she's going to do super well. I mean, there's one really obvious reason why I could think that she's going to play really well in the game. I'm not going to talk about that reason. But aside from that, I mean, she's gorgeous. She, based on her Entertainment Weekly bio, seems like she's given all the right answers. She's sharp. She's witty. She's had enough experience in life. It seems like she's going to do pretty well. And the makeup of the rest of her tribe, I don't know if it's going to be against Savannah. I think it's actually only going to be kind of in her favor. Honestly, the way she seems like she's going to be kind of a pivotal member of this tribe. And I think this tribe, considering I think it'll be like the Reba tribe of 49, it's going to be a really high efficient one. And I think that maybe they'll lose a member or 2 really early. But as it gets toward the merge, they're going to be really strong. And I have a lot of faith in that. So I think that Savannah is most likely to be the dominating personality of that tribe rather than on the bottom of that tribe. And there's someone else on the tribe named Sage who, has a lot of similar traits, it seems like. I don't think that she's going to have the same social grace that Savannah probably will. So I think if anyone's going to take like the strong, pretty woman bullet for that tribe, it's probably going to be Sage before Savannah. So I think Savannah is lined up to do really well. And straight up, she's my winner pick. Savannah is officially my Survivor 49 winner pick. I think she's going to do really well. And mind you, there's other players I feel really good about. Like, I feel good about MC, but again, on the Disaster Tribe. I like the guy Matt, but again, Disaster Tribe. I have really good feelings about Nicole from the Keeley Tribe. I mean, I think there's a lot of players that could do really well this season, but these are the three that I'm feeling particularly good about going into it. Now, with that said, there's three players that I don't feel as good about at all. They're kind of near the bottom of the list, and we'll go through those right now. First one is Jason of the Hina Tribe. I mean, this is the Disaster Tribe, and when I look at him, I think he was the big alternate for this season. I saw a quote somewhere where he said, I brought a red shirt, a blue shirt, and a yellow shirt. And, some alternates are fired up. Austin Lee Kuhn, Survivor 45. He was an alternate, and he was ready to go. He was ready to fight. Shaheen was an alternate for 46 originally and got on 48. These are people, like, they're dogs, definitely. But the problem is, I have a feeling this is going to be the bad dog, Jason. I think Jason's going to come in there with the personality of an alternate, and I don't think he's going to show out. And I hate to put this label on people, but I always pick somebody each season who I think is going to be the quitter. And if there's a quitter, I think it's Jason. I hate to say that. I want to be wrong. I don't want to scream that in any way. I have no confidence. I don't know any details, anything out there. But I just feel like unsure, anxious energy from this guy. And I'm not sure that's a recipe for success in Survivor, especially considering, again, I think he's going to contribute pretty heavily to the Disaster Tribe vibe for the Yellow Hina Tribe. So hopefully I'm wrong. But I think, he seems like a nice guy, and maybe that'll overall be his problem. Niceness. The second one is Annie Davis of the Keeley Tribe, or, some people call her Trashy Annie. She calls herself that. She's like a musician, and she's like a rocker and all that kind of stuff. And I get it. I get her appeal. I mean, right away I saw her, I was like, it's another Carolyn Weiger kind of person, except she doesn't seem to have the personality that Carolyn Weiger has. And, I mean, no one does, though, to be fair. Like, I'm not going to come at her for not being Carolyn, and that's okay. But she doesn't have the skill set I would imagine that Carolyn has. I don't think she's going to fit in with her tribe to the degree that even, Carolyn did on Tika back in Survivor 44. I think it's actually going to be worse for her. I think she's going to be an outlandish personality and a tribe that's not going to love it quite as much. Like, maybe they'll use her for a vote, but then she'll go away. She's not like Sue Smee from 47, where Sue was like dependable and predictable. I have a feeling Annie's probably not. And that's why I think she's just kind of doomed to not do that well. Like, I think she could make the merge, but I'm not betting on it. I would actually probably say she's going pre-merge. But hey, best of luck on the music. I think you have a really cool music vibe. And lastly, my least good vibes are Shannon Fairweather. I mean, I think she seems like a nice lady. She's probably very appropriate. Many ways. She's got a business, I think it was called Her Vibes, where it's like all female, like meditation, yoga, wellness, all that kind of stuff, which is cool. Good mission. However, like, she says too many other weird things in her Entertainment Weekly bio that I didn't like. And I usually don't put too much stock into those, but I really don't like one, I really don't like one. And I'm wrong. I like some of these times, obviously. Like Shannon Fairweather, when she talked about she remembers being in the womb, I said, that's crazy shit. No one remembers being in the womb. That's ridiculous, okay? And she talked about as an indicator of success, she's like, I grew up during the Patriots dynasty. First of all, go Birds. Second of all, we don't want to hear about the stupid Patriots dynasty where they cheated the whole time, okay? We get it. We get it. Your time is done. And everything I get from Shannon, I feel like she's a little bit of a hippie, and I think hippies, for the most part, don't thrive in Survivor. There are examples. The biggest one probably being Kenzie Petty from Survivor 46. I love her. But she was a different chick, man. Like, replicating what Kenzie did is almost impossible, in my opinion. Her social game was so freaking good. I'm not confident Shannon's going to be able to do that, okay? In fact, I'd probably bet on it. So I'm not willing to lay down cold, hard, super fun money on this lady doing well in the game. I just can't. I don't think she will. And hopefully she proves me wrong, because everyone that I say is not going to do well, they all prove me wrong, and I hope they have the experience of a lifetime, and they're so happy. I just don't see it coming for you, Shannon. I think you're the first one out of the game. And if you're not the first one out of the game, you're one of the first 3 out of the game. That's what I feel about it. The only thing is the Uli tribe looks pretty good, so she may be kind of carried on to the merge and then kicked out. But those are my 3 favorites and not so favorites for the season. Who are your 3 going into Survivor 49? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I would love to chat more about it. And remember, no super fantasy draft this year, sadly. It just didn't come together, but that's okay. Season 5 is going to be even better. We're going to have castaway interviews and recaps for the episodes. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be really fun. All right, that's going to do it. Hope you have an amazing day, everyone. You take care.